And the world waits for the Artemis II astronauts to re-establish contact after a communications blackout as they loop around the far side of the moon.
The Artemis II astronauts call home after completing a historic flyby of the far side of the moon, with a crackle of audio ending a 40-minute communications blackout.
It's so great. Looking back at you, we hear you can look up and see the moon right now. We see you too.
From all of us, it's a privilege to witness you carrying the fire past our farthest reach. Thank you. Godspeed.
The crew of Artemis II travel around the far side of the moon, further from Earth than anyone has gone before.
And we saw sites, oriental sites that no human has ever seen before, not even in Apollo, and that was amazing for us.
Let's take you now live to Artemis II.
Look at that.
Look at that. This is the shot live from space.
Yeah, all sorts of amazing numbers and achievements overnight. The spacecraft reaching its maximum distance from Earth, a staggering 252,756 miles away from Earth overnight. The crew already broke a previous record. That was the furthest distance that humans have travelled into space.
Important thing to tell everybody, they're on their way home. That's the thing I think that everybody will be quite relieved about. They've done the scary bit, haven't they? They've gone round the far side of the moon. We've lost contact with them for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
They came back and they're on their way home. But it's going to take them some time, not back till Friday.
We've got quite a leisurely trip back.
I'm not sure how much rest they'll be getting. Some,
well, because
maybe.
the thing we're waiting for this morning, of course, is those amazing pictures that they were able to take. And they could take them themselves through... Are they called windows? What are they called?
Let's call them a window.
Yeah. Portholes? I don't know, what do you call them on a space?
Let's say a window.
Yeah, a window.
Like an aeroplane window.
So they dimmed all the lights inside and they could take some incredible pictures, and they are currently beaming their way back to Earth.
They're currently being processed.
Yeah. And you wait 5 to 7 days.
Yeah, exactly.
Pick them up, take the negatives.
They will be ready soon.
4 astronauts on NASA's Artemis II mission are heading back home after a dramatic flyby of the moon. Now, coming up next, we're going to bring you some of the latest images that we've received from the Artemis II mission. They've just come in. So these are from the White House. The solar eclipse that was taken from the Artemis II mission. So it was released with the image, Humanity from the Other Side, the first photo from the far side of the moon, captured from Orion as Earth dips beyond the lunar horizon. That is incredible, isn't it? And a second photograph was released with the words, Totality beyond Earth from lunar orbit. The moon eclipses the sun, revealing a view few in history have ever witnessed. Amazing.
And from the far side of the moon, we'll be showing you some of the spectacular images captured by NASA's Artemis II crew. NASA's Artemis II mission have captured these extraordinary images of the far side of the moon. This was the stunning view from the Orion capsule, showing Earth far off there in the distance beyond the lunar horizon. The 4 astronauts on board have now travelled further into space than any humans in history. And this, another photo of theirs, is a close-up, and you can see in striking detail the rugged landscape, revealing craters, ridges and basin structures. During the journey, the crew also witnessed this total eclipse of the sun as the moon blocked out its light. Well, this is the journey the astronauts have been on. They are now on their way back to Earth, more than halfway on that journey, completing their loop around the moon, and they're expected to land back on Earth on Friday. Rebecca Morell reports from Mission Control in Houston.
What's really awesome up here is we now have the moon and the Earth in window 3 simultaneously, and the Earth is so bright out there, and the moon is just hanging in front of us.
There's just a lot of texture that just pops right out at you when you can zoom in. There's just so much magic. The islands of light, the valleys that would look like black holes. You'd fall straight to the center of the moon if you stepped in some of those. It's just so visually captivating.
Justin, the moon is so bright. It's just overwhelming brightness.
Beamed back from 250,000 miles away. Stunning images of a close encounter with the moon, taken by the Artemis astronauts from the window of their spacecraft. As the flyby began, the Artemis crew made history.
Integrity crew. On April 15th, 1970, during the Apollo 13 mission, 3 explorers set the record for the farthest distance humans have ever traveled from our home planet. Today, for all humanity, you're pushing beyond that frontier.
And then they kept on going, surpassing this record by 4,000 miles. As they made their closest approach to the lunar surface, a communications blackout, as the signal from the spacecraft was blocked by the moon itself.
Houston copies. We'll see you on the other side.
We will see you on the other side.
A tense 40-minute wait at mission control. Then,
Houston, integrity, comm check.
Integrity, we have you loud and clear.
Houston, we have you the same, and it is so great to hear from Earth again.
with contact re-established, a surprise call from US President Donald Trump.
I wanted to congratulate each and every one of you and tell me what is the most unforgettable part of this really historic day.
We saw sights that no human has ever seen before, not even in Apollo, and that was amazing for us.
I think one of the biggest highlights was coming back from the far side of the moon and having the first glimpses of planet Earth again.
The team at the Johnson Space Center in Houston now have a treasure trove on their hands.
Science is playing a big part in this mission. There's even a special desk for it. The science officer sits right at the front, just over there. But the hard work is really just beginning, because the thousands of images and descriptions the astronauts have made will be pored over for many months to come.
And if all this wasn't enough, another celestial treat as the astronauts donned their eclipse glasses.
This is continues to be unreal. The sun has gone, and the corona is still visible, and it's bright, and it creates a halo almost around the entire moon. Wow, it's amazing.
With a last close-up look at the moon, the Earth is once again in the astronauts' sights as they begin their voyage home. Rebecca Morrell, BBC News at Mission Control in Houston.
The pioneers on board the Artemis spacecraft are tonight on their way back to Earth after journeying further than any human ever has ventured before. We are just beginning to receive the awe-inspiring images they took of the Earth from the far side of the moon. Garen Vincent reports.
Wow, it's amazing.
Postcards home sent through space from a voyage around the moon. Our planet shines above the lunar landscape as it appears to set behind the moon's horizon. And then later in their journey, the astronauts are treated to a solar eclipse, the sun entirely blocked from view in a totality which lasted nearly an hour as the spacecraft went by.
The Earth is so bright out there, and the moon is just hanging in front of us.
Photographs taken by the Artemis crew as they travelled further into space than anyone has ever done. Where the moon blocks the radio signal and where for 40 minutes those 4 astronauts were alone in the universe.
Integrity, we have you loud and clear. How many?
Houston, we have you the same, and it is so great to hear from Earth again.
Yeah, from the cabin of Integrity here as we surpass the furthest distance humans have ever traveled from planet Earth.
Before they began their flyby, these 21st century space travellers got a message from the 20th century pioneer whose record they broke. Jim Lovell is the only person to have made the journey to the moon twice. The last time, he managed to get his crew home even after an oxygen tank exploded aboard Apollo 13. He recorded these words for his Artemis successors before his death last year.
Hello, Artemis II. This is Apollo astronaut Jim Lovell. Welcome to my old neighborhood. It's a historic day, and I know how busy you'll be, but don't forget to enjoy the view.
The goal of the Apollo missions was, of course, to put a man on the moon and to bring him safely home. The Artemis program seeks to build a permanent base on the moon for further exploration of the cosmos, a base which would probably be built somewhere near the moon's south pole, of which the Artemis crew managed to take another snap today. Another stunning glimpse into an exciting future. Geraint Vincent, ITV News.
Amazing stuff, isn't it? And you can read more on the space mission and keep across our latest updates on our website. That is itv.com/news.